Ladies and gentlemen, we're back sa second and final portion po ng ating programa Aksyon Central Zone Special Edition. Ako pa rin po si Sunny Lopez at kasama ko pa rin po si Mr. Warren, no? At meron po kaming bagong batch of guests, all students po ng PSI or Philippine Science High School dito po sa Clark Campus. At of course, we have to the left of Warren is fourth year high school student, si Charisma Sabala. Welcome to the show, Charisma. And of course, to the left of Charisma, we have a 7th grader in the person of Bernice Baron. And to the left of Bernice, we have a graduating student, Cyril John Fernando. Okay? So, welcome welcome kayong lahat Magsalita kayo
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yung kaninang una, parang ikaw munang magsimula, Mr. Warren.
Thank you very much for inviting us again in your program, Sir Sunny. And
ikaw ba, may principal ba kayo dyan?
we have a director.
A director ang tawag.
Our director is Lilia Habacon.
Yes.
She's a former statistics professor from UPLB. But she went on to...
mas malayo palang pinanggalingan.
Mas malayo pinanggalingan niya. She's from Southern Luzon. Actually, she's the second head of the PSI campus. The first one is an OIC, Mama Jess Yason.
But do you have teaching units also? Or sa office ka lang sa
I'm the head of the non-teaching
teaching department, non-teaching department. Okay. So how many people do you have there? Yung non-teaching at saka yung teaching personnel?
The teaching personnel are about 35 and then we have about 18 non-teaching personnel.
And total number of students from first year to, 7th grade to 4th year?
7th grade to 4th year, there are 296 students.
So, on the average, tigilan estudyante per classroom?
On the average, because we don't have the complete set,
yes,
mga 25 lang.
Maliit talaga.
25, that's the average.
But if you go talagang nag-maximize na kayo, nagkumpleto na kayo, natapos na yung mga buildings, baka naman umabot na 50 dyan, bawat classroom.
Actually, we're only allowed up to 30 students per class. But if considering the K-12, aabot po kami ng 540 if we have all the 6-year levels.
6-year levels yan. Dati yan, 4 lang, di ba? Okay, so we expect something bigger dito sa Clark,
Ay, really. Especially for PSI CLC. Talagang moving on na po kami.
When will be yung first buildings be completed?
We are expecting it since we already had the groundbreaking last September 25. We have already the pre-construction surveys being done. Tapos na po kami sa aming mga topographic survey, geotechnical, and we have the ongoing yung environmental examination na lang. We have bidded out our design for the master plan and the academic 2 building. So continuous na po yung mga infrastructure namin, and by November papalahin na po yung papalahin na at sisimentohin na.
Okay. Okay, kanina yung first batch sinabi nila yung isa sa mga magandang experience nila sa PSI, you get to learn yung iba't ibang mga ugali ng mga iba't ibang mga ibang probinsya, like yung mga taga Pampanga, taga Bulacan, no? O yung mga taga sa Quezon o di ba
Batangas.
Batangas, right?
Bataan also.
Bataan. Charisma, ano bang ugali ng Kapampangan? Ikaw, ano ka na? Graduating ka na, matagal-tagal ka na nandito. Anong napansin mong ugali ng Kapampangan?
Ano po, masayahin
Lakasan mo, huwag ka mahiya. Okay.
Masayahin naman po sila. Tapos, ano po, madami po silang alam na pagkain.
Mahilig sa pagkain.
Mahilig sa pagkain.
Tapos, achievers din po sila.
Well, what makes you distinct? Yung mga taga-Bataan, ano bang training na malapit kayo sa dagat, di ba? Malapit din kayo sa bundok. Bounded by the sea and the mountains, right? Yung Bataan. So kayo, how are the people from Bataan?
Mabait naman din po sila. Maganda po yung culture, yung values po ng mga tao.
Okay. Bernice, ikaw, bago ka pa lang, di ba? 1 year. Magwa 1 year ka na. What did you learn about yung mga taga Bataan at saka yung mga taga Bulacan, ganyan?
Well, I think it's slightly early to say, pero I've learned that even though that us students have like different personalities, different backgrounds, that we can still work together to a better future.
Pero iba-iba talaga, di ba?
Opo.
Pero you're telling me right now that despite the diversity, di ba, you can still have teamwork.
Opo.
Is teamwork something that is being taught to you or inculcated sa mga PSI students?
Yes naman po, sir, especially because once we reach college or once we start to work, we won't always be alone. Sometimes we'll be working with other people.
With another team, right? O ito naman, laki nyo rin, ha? Si Cyril John. What did you learn? You're a graduating student, and what did you learn so far?
I've learned a lot of things. So, apart from my biology and chemistry and all the other subjects, so I have learned values. There was a lot of things that were being inculcated into us in our education, and with my experience also, so I learned that there could be, as is being said by Bernice, the unity in diversity. Because despite the differences, perhaps cultural barriers, we can learn to unite. And
we're an archipelago, right? Philippines is an archipelago. There's a lot of diversity, di ba?
yes, our cultures are very diverse. Our lands are fragmented, and sometimes people have entirely different cultures.
Outlook.
But then with all of that, I think it is better that way, since we can find ways of overcoming them and settling those differences, so we can work towards a better future for each and every one of us.
Okay. So, si Bernice, 1 year ka pa lang. So, anong mga immediate adjustment that you have to do once you were enrolled and taken in as a student of PSI?
Well, first of all, of course, I'm adjusting from a private school to a public school. So, of course, it's different. And, of course, I noticed that compared to my older school, I think that PSI gives the students independence. But then, with that independence comes responsibility. And so, I did have to adjust. I don't always have someone to ask, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? But I think that it's a good thing for me to adjust that way.
Okay. And si Miss Charisma naman, ikaw fully adjusted ka na, di ba? Are you now readying yourself for college?
Opo, kasi po, yung school po, tinutulungan na po niya kami na sila na
Maganda.
po yung tumutulong sa amin upang malaman po kung ano po talaga yung gusto namin maging. Tapos maganda din po yung practice.
And what do you want to take up in college?
I want to be a physicist po.
Physicist?
Opo, kasi po, may mga activity po kami na titignan nga po kung ano po ba talaga yung gusto nyo. So, nung una po, medyo big pa po sa amin yung physics nun. Kasi po, nakakatakot po siya. Pero po, last summer po, nag-intern po ako sa National Institute of Physics. Tapos po, nakita ko po na madami po palang possibilities po pag naging physicist ka. Ang cool po.
Okay. How do you prepare them for the transition? Kasi iba-ibang eskwela ang pinanggalingan yan, no?
Apo.
At dito sa bansa natin, kukunti lang naman yung eskwela nag-emphasize ng math, yung algebra, yung sciences.
Okay. Alam niyo po, yung curriculum naman ng PSI, although there are a lot of subjects, yung sa first year po niyan, or for grade 7, in this case, no, ini-spread po yung mga subjects niyan, especially for the K-12. Mas magaan na po siya kasi mas well spread into the 6 years.
Hindi na compressed, no?
Hindi na ganong compressed yung science and math na subjects. And then, for them also, yung pagdating niya ng grade 7, hindi naman bibiglain niya ng mga bagong mga concepts eh. I-review muna for the first 3 to 6 months before introducing the next concept ng mga subjects ng higher math, higher sciences. Tapos sa second year, before sila papasok sa second year, meron na silang idea ng mga science and math subjects na kukunin lang on the second year.
So, hindi biglaan yan, no?
Oo.
May transition talaga
May
yan.
transition talaga. And then, they're also may consultation period sila with their teachers if they're having difficulties.
Do they get to sit down one-on-one with their teachers,
Opo.
instructors?
Oo. right after their kung may libreng that's
Time.
part of the part po yan ng duty ng teacher, yung consultation hours right after yung nila, yung kanilang klase, or pwede rin yan sa kanilang independent study period kung nandiyan din yung teacher, saka available, pwede nila i-consult yan basta libre sila.
Cyril, have you ever talked individually or one-on-one with an instructor or teacher?
Yes, sir. I have been doing that.
Anong mga concerns ang you brought up with him or her?
I was not very good. Until now, I'm not very good, especially when it comes to math and chemistry and physics. So I have to regularly see my teachers in order for me to be able to understand thoroughly what is being taught in the classroom.
And are they ready naman to give you the time?
Yes, sir. They are somehow able to set aside some of their time for us, for those who desire to consult and those who need to consult. And I think they're doing their best to help us.
Okay. Bernice, what are your favorite subjects?
Well, when I entered PSI, my favorite subject was English. Until now, I still like English, but then I'm starting to like somewhat discover other subjects which I didn't like before. So I think it's too early to say like what are my favorite subjects now. But thanks to PSI, I'm slowly liking also those.
So nabuksan yung yung mga yung love for math or sciences, the sciences, ha? Okay, and si Charisma naman, sabi mo, gusto mo, you become a physicist, right?
Ano po, nung elementary po ako, gusto ko na po talaga yung science. Pero po, ngayon po, mas nagustuhan ko po siya. Tapos po, nag-iba po yung tingin ko po nun kaysa po nung ini-imagine ko po siya ng elementary. So, complicated po pala siya. Pero po, sa Pisay po, kinakaya naman po.
Same with you. Malapit na kayong parehong gumraduate, di ba? Ikaw, anong kukuhanin mo pag sa college?
Molecular bio and biotechnology, sir.
Saan mo kukuhanin yan?
UP.
So UP lang ba na-offer yan or some other schools in the country?
Because if I would enroll in other schools, I'd be taking biology, sir.
So what will you be after you graduate from that course? Anong usually yung kapupuntahan mo? Kumpanya or ano?
Perhaps I would be sticking with the agencies of the government, if so, since...
Like the DOST?
Yes, sir. And do work pertaining to the field the field of specialization. Because most of the time, biology and the like subjects are only taken up by those who desire to become medical doctors.
Yes.
So I think I'd be venturing more into research.
Oh, you naman transition from high school to college. Do you also attend to their yung mga questions?
Definitely, sir, because alam niyo po, yung third year pa lang yan, and even yung mga second year, we already opening up yung mga perspective nila by inviting yung mga schools, yung mga colleges, para magkaroon ng career fair sa amin. They may career talk po as early as third year po, no? We invite LaSalle, Ateneo, UP of course, and then UST and other schools also. Na in which they can look at the possibilities of taking yun nga po yung mga science and technology courses na naghanap din po kami ng mga resource speaker, yung mga experts like geology na sabi nga po ng isang estudyante. Nag-i-invite po kami ng mga geologists, mga engineers to talk about yung mga magiging future nila, how it could be interesting to them.
Well, I'd like to ask Bernice, okay? Di ba yung Filipino sa kultura natin, usually may fear sa subject ng mga math, ganyan. Generally, di ba? Sciences. Anong gagawin natin para mawala yung fear na yan? Kasi sa ibang bansa raw, parang it's play lang eh. What do you think that the country or the educational system, the academy will have to do para mawala yung takot na yan?
I think that something that the educational system in the Philippines could do is that they could like teach it better somehow, or like, because I think generally why people are afraid of these subjects is because they think they're hard, they're going to flunk because of those subjects. I think that if they were taught in a way that they would enjoy these subjects, that we wouldn't find any reason to be scared of them.
Oo, kasi yun sa klase-klase pa lang, nagsisimula pa lang, nagkakatakutan na pag, ay, math, parang hirap, ganun, no? Pero kayo, minamanin nyo lang yan, ha?
Hindi naman. Basically, it's because the students have talents.
Yes.
They have the aptitude.
And the
second
aptitude.
one, the second reason is that we really try, especially at PSI, to engage the students. It's a student-centered education at yung teacher-centered education.
But do you also get their points of view on
Of course.
on how to do things better?
Of course, because especially when we evaluate our teachers, we get their feedback, and then we discuss them with the teachers and how to make the teaching better,
Okay.
and how to make the students learn in a more fun way, because it's our kids.
Oo, kasi-
They're minors.
Nung ako nag-aaral, pag mabait yung professor, kahit math, basta alam niyang i-deliver, so it's easier.
It's easier,
Di ba?
definitely. Oo.
Yung atmosphere, importante yan eh.
That's one of the main objective, is to connect with the students and engage them.
Ayaw ko yung nananakot. Pag nananakot, nawawalan ako ng gana sa, going sa attending classes, no? But if there's humor, di ba? If there's humor and there's fun while you're doing it, what they teach now sa mga young kids, yung math and reading and everything, sciences, mas madaling pumasok yung knowledge, di ba?
Oh, definitely.
So inaaral nyo rin yan,
Oo.
yung estilong
style
ganyan.
yan.
Yung
Hindi lang yung content.
terror, ganyan. Walang mga terror.
Hindi mo rin
Kami
maalis
pag
na
may terror, nag-ano kami.
there are strict students.
Hindi, okay lang yan.
The teachers are really,
Huwag naman
magkakaiba
terrorize.
naman yan. Iba-iba ng style yan.
Oo.
Definitely. But we try to
Pero naman
push in.
estudyanteng kailangan i-terrorize mo para mag-aral, di
Meron
ba?
din ganon. Oo. So, iba-ibang style.
Iba-iba.
Oo.
So kayo, kukunti lang kayo, you get to study them individually, right?
Oo nga.
How to handle the students.
Oo. And in fact, we even train our teachers, no, on test construction, and on teaching in pedagogy, and other subjects that will help them really educate and make them learn in a better way, in a fun
Okay.
way also.
Ngayon, yung bagong school system natin ngayon, di ba? K-12, pwedeng pagkatapos ng high school, magtatrabaho na sila, no? Pero hindi ganyan ang tinuturo nyo dito. Kailangan patuloy.
Opo. Kasi it's in their contract.
Oo,
no?
kontrata yun.
It's in their contract. And more than the contract, it's also their part in contributing to economic development. It's the bigger picture that we want them to see, and how they can help the country.
Okay, Charisma, anong understanding mo sa contract mo nung pinirmahan mo yan? Kasama parents, di ba?
Kasama ang parent. Opo.
Ano po, andito po ako para po sa bansa. Filipino po ako, tapos po, scholar po, as a scholar, dapat po mag-serve po tayo sa country kasi po, yung education po na nakukuha ko, galing po yun sa mga citizens po ng bansa. So, after ko pong graduate sa PSI, yung dun po sa contract, ang pinaka-responsibility ko po is to give back for the people na nag-help sa akin po in educating me.
Okay, and si Bernice naman,
Somehow, like
did
what
you talk
she-
about it with your daddy when you signed the contract with PSI?
Yes naman po. Actually, the first time that he told me about it, I don't think I passed yet then, like, they didn't tell me that I passed yet. He said that when you go into college, like, you have to take a science and technology course, you're bound by law and stuff like that. And then when I read the contract, I saw that it's because of the Filipino people that I am here. And so once I get older, once I finish college, that I have a duty to pay them back.
Okay. So, malayo pa, di ba? Ano ka ba lang? 7th grade, right? So, anong iniisip mong kukuhanin mo when you're in? Anong gusto mo what's in your mind right now?
Well, actually, sir, since elementary, I wanted to be a doctor, particularly a pediatrician. So, of course, I still have a lot of time to think about it. But if I had to choose now, I would choose.
Right now, ha?
Yeah, right now.
Yung childhood, ano mo yan, ha?
Childhood dream.
Dream to be a pediatrician. Okay, that's good. And si Cyril, yung sabi mo, di ba? Gusto mong, ano ba yan? Ang hirap
Molecular bio and biotechnology.
Hindi ka rin pwede mo, alam mo rin na hindi ka muna pwede mag-abroad, right?
Yes, sir.
And what's nice, the thing that I like with what you said is you want to work with a government, institution
Yes, sir.
to serve, to better serve yung contract mo, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Will you elaborate?
It's more of a work of love rather than being bound by a contract, especially, I could view this contract as a piece of paper certifying that I have promised to serve my country at some point, but it goes deeper than that because if I had not given my consent, then my parents would not have let me continue on and enroll in this school in the first place. But then, since I agreed to that, I consented to it. I knew that I would be bound, and it is more of my love for my own country, who has been so generous in
Sending you to...
yes, sending me to school and all the stuff, even my stipends.
Yung bang name-menos mo yun sa pag-aaral, binabayaran ng daddy mo sa'yo? Nakakamenos siya ng malaki. Pinagre-ready ka na ba sa college? Ganon?
I think so po.
Malaking menos talaga, no?
Malaki,
But plus, yung mga facilities niya, kompleto, right?
We are trying to complete all the
Especially
facilities,
now with,
especially now with the help also of the OST and and as you said, magkakaroon na kami ng permanent site. Of course we would like to give them all the
DOST kayo, di ba?
Opo, DOST po.
Hindi kayo DepEd.
Hindi po.
Pero you work closely naman
We work closely
with DepEd. Okay, so we have a few minutes now. Mr. Cyril, you want to add anything to what we have already discussed?
Really, it's more fun in Pisay, as I have said.
Oh,
before.
you're that type of a guy who's really made for Pisay, ganyan.
Not exactly, because my preference used to be more on an inclination to priesthood originally.
Pareho tayo eh. Ako, I wanted to become a priest but I became a father. Joke lang yan.
But then somehow.
Pero marami ring scientist na pare, di ba?
Marami rin.
Marami sa mga Jesuits, di ba?
Genetics.
Yes, sir.
Di ba? You think you can probably go there also after you have fulfilled your contract?
Perhaps because I've always wanted to be a theologian. So with that, of course, developing knowledge in science and technology would help a lot, as it has been continually said by the other students that it can help, especially now that we aim to progress. So this is more of an investment, more of a capital, more of investing on capital goods, as I learned in economics, rather than on consumer goods. So if you invest in your capital goods, in time you would find that your production possibilities frontier or PPF would grow, therefore showing that somehow it is good to nurture the students of this country, and instill in them not only the knowledge but also the wisdom and values appropriate in order for the Philippines to have a brighter future.
Okay. Bernice, ikaw naman, you think we have to invest more on Pisay type education in the whole country?
Yes, I think that the Philippine government should invest more in this type of education, because once people graduate from Pisay, there is a great chance, if not 100%, that they will help the Philippines grow both economically, agriculturally.
Productive, ah?
Opo.
Productive sila.
Magiging productive po sila. And so I think that even though it's true, it will take time for them to give back, but I think when that time comes, it's worth it.
You will deliver, huh? Like the mailman. Okay, and ikaw, Charisma.
Ang Pisay po, hindi lang po siya study. Binabalance din po niya yung social life natin. Like for example,
Meron kayo social life, ha? Totoo yan, ha?
Siyempre
Oo naman.
Facebook.
Okay.
For example po, nagpa-practice din po kami na i-nurture po yung talent namin sa arts. Like for example, defending champion po ang Pisay sa UP Aguman na contest po ng mga kapampangan ng mga taga-UP inclined po sa arts. Yun.
So meron din palang
Meron yan.
the other side of the brain.
World champion yan sa sining.
Tsaka sabi mo rin dati nung na-interview kita, you really want them to go out, di ba?
Opo.
Pisay wants them to go out and compete with the rest of the world.
Opo. They also go out. We also give them chances to
So abroad,
go
di ba?
even abroad. Opo. Yun nga po yung nasabi ko, they also compete in Thailand, in Korea. We've sent students to Brunei also. And nananalo naman.
Nananalo, that's good.
So but
O yung Clark campus natin, okay ba yan? Okay ba yung mga produkto natin dito?
Opo, very
pero
good.
first graduates pa lang,
First
di ba?
graduates yan.
Pero din bang mga valedictorian dito, salutatorian?
Actually, hindi for the
What do you call
first to second year, ang mga binibigyan namin sila ng award on their fourth year for, let's say, academic excellence award.
Mhm.
Pero walang ranking yan.
Walang ranking?
Walang ranking para hindi ganun ka tight. Kasi
So
puro
parang-
naman magagaling yan eh.
You're a graduate of Pisay, everybody's a nerd, ganyan.
Hindi naman.
You know?
Lahat
Everybody's
sila
good.
magaling.
Everybody.
Oh.
And expected to do good. The things that I really appreciate with the things that you told me is that despite the fact that you're bound by a contract, it's within you that you wanna, you're not just, hindi kayo naka-control lang sa kontrata, pero talagang gusto nila
Gusto nila.
na magsilbi sa bayan. And that's something that it's laudable.
That's the
Tama
mark
yung,
of Pisay.
tama yung turo nyo yan. Sana, in a few years, we'll see each other again and see how productive. Father, Okay. Ito, maganda yung mga gusto ko rin
maganda.
Pagdasal mo kami, ha?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
So, okay na tayo?
Ay, okay.
Mr.
Okay,
Warren?
but thank you very much po for inviting us.
Okay, yun. Narinig ho natin mga estudyante ho ng Pisay. Nuulit ko po, yung Pisay or Philippine Science High School, meron na pong campus dito po sa loob ng Clark, mga kaibigan. Napakaganda po ng nabigay na lugar sa kanila. Yan po ay kanilang gagastusan para nga ho in the near future ho, mas matulungan ho natin ang mga estudyante ho natin dito ho sa Central Luzon to get this kind of an education. Of course, the taxpayers pay for their school, but the fact that we can hear them talk like this and then parang lalong tumataas yung paniwala po natin ng kabataan po talaga ang siyang pag-asa ng bukas. No? Lalong-lalo na pag ganito po ang kanilang pag-iisip na makapanilbihan po sa bayan at makabayad po ng utang sa taong bayan. So again, to all of you, thank you very much. Sir, thank you very much. You have a nice day now. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Sunny Lopez, sa inyong programang Aksyon Central Luzon Special Edition.